Olympic City and the home of Pikes Peak. This is the Automotive ADHD Show with Matt West.
I was just out at the Pikes Peak Hill Climb Fan Fest yesterday with someone who's also going to be joining me here on the other side of the board. You know him as Just a Guy. You also know him as this show's favorite Mustang owner, Jim Miller. Welcome onto the show. Welcome back.
I still don't own a Mustang. That's still hilarious. I don't know why you do that every time. It's a Celica.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's a 70s Celica. Relax.
I think we should let the listener decide if that's a Mustang or a Celica. But, Jim, we were out at the Pikes Peak Hill Climb Fan Fest yesterday. We both attended it, and we got to see a lot of cool stuff. We got to talk to a bunch of Pikes Peak Hill Climb drivers. It was a whole lot of fun. So we're going to get to some of the cars we saw there. We're going to get to some of the Pikes Peak Hill Climb action that is coming up. If you're catching this live on the radio Saturday, I know we re-air throughout the weekend at various times on various stations, but if you're catching this at 2 o'clock Saturday, that's our original live airtime, you can be a part of the show. You can check out, obviously, the hill climb is going on tomorrow. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. So, Jim, you know, before we get to that, before we do that, with the Hill Climb Fan Fest, I got to know if there's anything new in the automotive world for you. It's been a little bit since we've had you on the show. It's been a couple of months. I know a few things have happened in that time. Tell me about that.
Oh, a few months of all the fun stuff I've been dealing with? Yeah, let's see. So, April 6th, I think? Yeah, April 6th. The old one of my A86s got T-boned while I was at a stoplight. That was cool. Guy ran a stoplight and T-boned me and totaled my car. So that was fun. So I got to start healing up from that, physical therapy, doctors and stuff like that. Started healing up, and then what happened from there was I got a new truck, had it for a few days. Didn't even get to transfer anything to my name, and it got hit by a lady that ran a stop sign. And what was that? The 9th. So I am barely up and moving a bit, and I'm very sore and hurting, and I don't feel the best. I'm running at about 8-10% here. So even us just walking around Fan Fest was a little bit daunting, I guess would be the nice way to say it, to keep it polite.
And I had to take a break every now and then, you know.
I was hurting.
Park benches out there.
Yeah, I was hurting. I was sitting there with a bunch of dog walkers and old people. I'm like, I need a break.
So you're telling me that with all of that, it was your A86 11 that got smashed, the first one.
Yep.
And I know if you're listening on the radio, you may not be picturing the car, but obviously a lot of our listeners on podcasts, Spotify, and elsewhere, they know about the A86 as a whole. And your 11, we had it on, there's a type of A86 called 11, Levin. And yours, we had on the show. It was in the background on the podcast last time we had John at Brian's shop. And I swear, it was about a day.
I think it was the next day.
It was like the next day the car got smashed. So, and you know,
those red light cameras are super working. I'm glad we spent $5-8 million on that in town. I mean, it totally prevents.
Working great.
Prevents people from doing dumb stuff. I mean, what a waste of money. What a waste of money. Definitely doesn't prevent bad people from doing bad things. Cameras are so prevalent and common now. People don't even care anyways, even if they were up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, and if you want to hear that discussion that we had, I had Jay Bieber on the show a couple weeks ago.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I had him on. He's from the National Motorists Association, and they do a ton of stuff when it comes to fighting red light cameras, when it comes to, fighting speed limits. In fact, his organization, the National Motorists Association, was responsible mostly for getting rid of the 55-mile-an-hour speed limit back in the 80s. And they got rid of that. They were one of the biggest groups advocating for higher speed limits. And I think that was really cool. Now, Jay and I had an incredible discussion back, like I said, a couple weeks ago on the podcast. And
he falls within my belief pattern of it.
He does.
They're unconstitutional. They're un-American. They're a waste of money. They're a waste of time. They don't prevent anything. They actually make things worse. It's just a revenue-generating, nonsensical, politically profitable problem that they just seem to tap at the heartstrings for safety and profitability for a corrupt and non-fun system that just wastes our money and our time.
It's all
pretty much
all about quote unquote safety. They like to say. They like to tell us it's all about that safety. Just like last week too on the show, I talked about the Ford CEO Jim Farley and why he says working on your own car. Well, we don't want you to have right to repair because it wouldn't be safe.
He sounds like a communist.
Yeah. We're looking out for your safety. It's you, the motorist.
We'll look out for our own safety and prosperity because we're the only ones going to make ourselves safe or prosperous. Okay, A system that has prisons and jails where they can't even keep drugs or weapons out of it in an enclosed system. I don't think it's going to keep me any safe on a not so closed up system. if they can't keep things out of their own box they made. Their own box that they facilitate and guard and watch with surveillance and have people walking around and cameras everywhere. I don't think I'd trust them out here keeping me safe or keeping problems away from me.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. So, you know what? If you want to check out the podcast we did with Jay Bieber, I mean, incredible podcast. One of my most favorite interviews I've done in a long time. And he really breaks down how all of this stuff works as well from like a national policy perspective, which sounds boring, I know, but it's important.
You ever noticed how like as soon as they put the red light cameras up, it seems like the yellow lights are weirder time, like quick, like flashes?
Oh, yeah,
Have you ever noticed too? It does like green, yellow, red. And you're like, what is happening? A car got to barely go through and then there's a camera flashing crap at you. There's just stuff that I've noticed and I know it's semantics because you're like out and about in the world experiencing and seeing things, but that's definitely something I've noticed. That one on Platte really gets you sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about right there? What is it, Platte and Shelton?
Yep, Platte and
That's the
Shelton.
one in town. It just like it'll go green, yellow, red, and you're like, man, I'm towing a vehicle. I got a trailer right now. This is not how does this work?
Well, okay. I know we're going to talk about hill climb stuff.
I know. We will get to it. Let's talk about some hill climb stuff.
I know.
We can whine about this some more because
it deserves another show.
I know, but they put them up every few years. Then they go, it's un-American, unconstitutional, it's surveillance, blah, 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 blah. It's a machine. A computer can't be held accountable for, judgment or management. And you can't sue or question a machine, blah, 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 blah. It's not a human interaction, so it doesn't count. Don't pay them, don't do the thing because it's dumb anyways. And always comes to that as a conclusion anyways. And it's all washed and wiped out. Plus, I have the thing where I'm really mad and angry that, like, man, they didn't even make a Colorado job. Not a single Colorado job after putting them up. There's jobs everywhere else for that's here with the camera system here, but not a single Colorado job. So you didn't even keep the money circulating in your own economic, ecosystem, which you're just like, okay, so you wasted our time and our money. So it means if we wasted our money and our time, you wasted our time again twice. Mm-hmm. And then you didn't even benefit anybody in our city or state. So, wow, thanks.
Yeah,
thanks, guys.
Thanks. We appreciate it. We do. So, you know what? We'll do more of a. I think we'll get into that topic more. I
think we just sound grumpy about this.
I know.
Stuff.
Well, it's because I am grumpy about it. It's because I am.
Hey, it's fine to be grumpy and mad. I hate how they say you're not supposed to. You're not supposed to be mad or grumpy. I was like, you're supposed to be mad and grumpy about things that make you that are just legitimately mad and grumpy type things that are unjust or unfair, unreasonable, or just ridiculous. Or you're like, I didn't get a choice on this one.
And people wonder why you're mad and grumpy all the time.
It's getting very expensive, yeah.
Oh man! Now, you know what though? So, Jim, let's look at one of the things I want to get to because we said we would talk about this, and we'll get to it a little bit more here in the next segment. You mentioned the crash that you had, that someone hit you in the AE86 11, right? Okay, so I have also, listeners of my show, longtime listeners know I also own an AE86, and I had somebody back into it lovingly, give it a nice love tap at like 5 miles an hour with a Dodge Ram 2500, which, okay, parking lot love tap. Man, that car's a tin can, and you should have seen what that Dodge Ram did to my car.
If
it was bad.
If
it was
this
bad.
wasn't a right-hand drive car because he hit in the left-hand door, the left side door, I would have been crushed into the car and smashed up. I would have been way worse.
The fact that it was right-hand drive is actually what saved you in that case.
Yeah, in that situation, that's what made it easier on me, even though I was still hurt and still not feeling good and still very sore. I didn't even get to heal up, and I got smoked, a month later?
Yeah, yeah.
2 wrecks in 2 months, and none of them are my fault, and I'm like, that's cool. But not to mention the city was extra fun about it. The police department charged me $10 to get my own police report. Thought that was nice. Yeah, they had me fill out a form, and I was like trying to get help with it. They're just like, okay. And I was like, wow, this is why people don't have any faith in the police department or the system right here.
Right.
This helps with that. And they're like, oh, put your $10 in this envelope and drop it in a box with your paper. I'm like, really? I have little trust for you guys right now, and I'm just putting money in a box. I don't get a receipt. I'm not getting nothing. Nobody's helping me. You can't just type on a computer and give me like a rough layout. And I'm okay. I guess I got to pay you, but I thought our tax money already went to this stuff.
I know. Now, one of the things, we're going to take a break here in just a second, Jim, but one of the things I want to get to, in addition to our hill climb action, I promise we'll get to that, is I want to talk about when it comes to having your cool, custom, classic car, like an A86, involved in an incident like that, and what some of the insurance is like for it. Because people wonder, ooh, all right, what happens when you have a very rare car like that and then you get hit? Now, I have personal experience because my A86 got smashed. Now, yours has. Now, the thing is, you did something that I didn't with your insurance policy.
It depends, yeah.
You did something. I got the short end of the stick. You thought ahead, and you actually did something that helped out. And we will get to that here after the break in just a second. But before we take a break, I do want to tell you about one of the show's sponsors. Now, I love... no, not that one yet. No. Oh, no, we're going to save that. We're going to save a good one for last. Yeah, Jim was already getting ready for this sponsor read here. But
I was going to Vanna White the tar out of that.
You were. But one of the things you need, if you've got a car, is you need a GPS tracker in that car. It is important that you have a GPS tracker in your car. And you don't want just an Apple AirTag. You need something that has dedicated cellular and GPS both tracking, because what happens when your car gets stolen, the thieves get a ping that, oh, there's an AirTag in your car, and then guess what? They look for the AirTag, they find it, they throw it out, they break it. You need one of the GPS trackers from Spytech, SPYTEC, one of the sponsors of this show. I love my Spytech trackers. In fact, I can pull up the app here on my phone any second and see anywhere where my cars are, which is great. So get yourself one, save up to 15% on anything in the Spytech store, SPYTEC.com, when you use my promo code AutoADHD15. Get your car protected. Help yourself if car theft does happen to you. Hey, don't go anywhere. We'll be back. It's Automotive ADHD right here.
Some call him the Toyota God. Others say he ran for mayor.
Introduce you to the candidates running for mayor. So today it's Jim Miller.
One of your priorities that you've laid out is fixing the roads in Colorado Springs.
Jim Miller.
Mr. Miller, you also have 30 seconds.
That was Jim Miller, just a guy.
All we know is he's just a guy with more cars than friends. Jim Miller is on Automotive ADHD.
Yes, he is. Jim Miller sitting across the board from me, just a guy. Jim, we had a lot of fun out at the Pikes Peak Hill Climb Fan Fest yesterday, and you joined me there. We'll get to that. In fact, I got some interviews with some drivers from the Hill Climb. We also got some interviews. I got an interview with Ford Corporate out there, which I think is remarkable considering how bad I was bashing their CEO on this show last week. I don't think the PR person there knew I was trash talking the CEO last week.
The People's Republic representative of Ford. Yeah, PR. The People's Republic of Ford.
Yeah, that's what PR stands for.
We repair we don't want you repairing your stuff. You have to bring it to us. And you're like, it's my property. Man, I'm actually getting a little bit, personally, there's more car stuff going on, too, than just those accidents I've been dealing with. But I'm really getting tired of everybody telling us what to do with our private property, or telling us that we need to regulate other people with their private property on your private property, too. That's another car thing going on, too, that we kind of oversighted. But, yeah, you got to talk to Ford.
I did, and we even talked about their electric vehicle Ford things.
I bet with their new standards, old Henry Ford's rolling in his grave going, look, I was trying to be affordable. He was kind of a
Is it
jerk.
affordable? Was that part?
Affordable. Yeah, you heard me right.
Okay.
Affordable.
All right, where's the rim shot when we need it? There we go. Anyway,
The rim shot.
Oh wait, we have. Hold on. We do have one, right? Oh, that was really delayed. That was
Super
terrible.
delayed.
Wow,
You got to push that
awful.
one on mid through the joke, huh?
Yeah.
Affordable.
Yeah, there we go. No,
Yeah.
okay, it's not playing now. All right.
Nice.
Hey, I blame
Technical difficulties.
You know who I blame for that?
The internet.
No, I blame our intrepid producer for that because he's not here.
Oh, rice cakes.
Yeah, he's not here right now. In fact, if you're watching on video here on the show, normally we do the show out of my shop and it's a lot of fun, but we are here at the radio studios off of Woodman and I-25. We're here at Salem Media, and I'm running my own board today. I'm calling Rice Cakes out because I'm running my own board today. This guy probably had a date or something. What do you think?
He had to go help his family move some stuff. Be nice to the guy for crying out loud.
Now you're making me feel bad.
He had a legitimate thing to help out. He had to help his parents with stuff. Be nice to the kid. He's okay.
All right. I'll be only a little nice to him.
All right.
A little
Just
bit.
slow down.
So, anyway, but it does mean that we can blame him, though, when something goes wrong.
Because he's not here.
He's not here. Yeah.
Yeah, just randomly blame people that ain't around.
Yeah, exactly. So he's not here to defend himself.
That is the political way of doing things. They're not here. It's their fault.
Exactly.
Yeah, they didn't touch it. They didn't have nothing to do with it. Just blame them.
Just blame him. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Now, anyway, so Jim, looking at we were just talking about it before the break here. Your crash, the person who hit you in your AE86. I want to discuss this because, like I was saying in the last segment, what happens when you have a classic or collector car and the worst case scenario happens with that vehicle and it gets smashed? Somebody hits it. Now, to give you, again, the context, I have my AE86. It got backed into in a parking lot and the dude wasn't going slow. This guy was like, he was one of the people, he's like, I'm just going to put it in reverse and floor it and pray for the best. I don't know why people do that in parking lots.
He doesn't warm his car up when he starts.
No, he does not. So, but he backed over the hood of the car, did a bunch of damage to the hood. I had the pop-up headlights on mine, and it bent the pop-up headlights backwards, completely crushed the assemblies on those, crushed the radiator support, pulled that all the way up, destroyed the radiator. I mean, it was honestly pretty substantial, and I had the damage appraised on the car, and it was about $14,000 of damage.
I hear you. I still had a fight to do with mine. And
Yeah.
I didn't. I had guaranteed value. That's where I had the advantage you didn't have.
Exactly. I learned the hard way on that one.
I bought my car back from the insurance company, too. I'm planning on saving it.
Yep.
If I didn't have a bunch of A86 parts saved and stored away for who knows how long now at this point, and extra rollers and stuff, I think I would have been a little shortchanged on everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's going to be an uphill battle putting it back together, but I wanted to save it. There's not a lot of them left either, really. If you really look at it, even worldwide, there's just not a lot of them around. It's getting less and less every day. So I think it's worth saving. I do have some extra parts I can use. A lot of it can be pulled and redone, but there'll still be a lot of body work to do.
Yeah.
I got it to where it's running fine.
Okay.
So it's running all right, which is nice. I do have an exhaust leak to fix though too now. That's some of the fun of getting hit. But really, the insurance company on anything older, collectors or not, or high value or highly sought after or rarity, they don't look at it the same way even with guaranteed value, because I forgot to keep my guaranteed value update. So I still shortchanged myself a bit too, honestly, but it did make life a lot easier. And the insurance companies do not like guaranteed value when it comes to a claim. And I didn't make my money back or nothing like that, but by the time I'm done doing it, I'm not going to be super out is the best way I can explain with what happened at the end of that.
Yeah. Now, it should be worth us clarifying your declared value. Now, a lot of people are going to know what that is, but for the benefit of the doubt, what happens is typically if you have a regular insurance policy and your car gets
what
involved,
happens is you show up with the flag with the price amount on it, and you just show up to the insurance company and on their front lawn and just stick it in the ground and go, "This is me declaring my value."
Yeah, right.
you just flag it up there. You know. The rest of it is semantics. You don't need to deal with that.
Well, and what ends up happening regularly with insurance, and which is, you know what, your car gets totaled, and they look at comparables, they look at Blue Book, they look at all this stuff.
They try to show me front-wheel drive cars that weren't even my car.
That's what they did to me as well.
They find the cheapest garbagey thing, and and it's like, that's not it. What are you doing? Yeah, no, the insurance ain't your friend.
They're not your friend. But with my car, when it got hit, okay, and there was a lot of damage to it, the insurance company did exactly the same thing to me. They go, okay, well, all right, here's a front wheel drive base model 1986 Corolla, and we'll give you $600 for it. Now, I don't know if you've been following AE86 prices lately. $600 is, think a little bit more. And not $6,000. We're talking, okay, on the high end, like the collector cars are hitting like 50 plus now, right?
60, 50.
60, 50,
I think
right?
There's one that went for 80 something too. And I was like, why?
But those are museum condition.
It was like brand new bought, wrapped in plastic with all the tags, like sitting in a thing in the garage, never touched.
Right. Now, a good driver's example like mine would go anywhere between $18,000 to $25,000. Now, mine had a 4AGE 20 valve swap, ITB, standalone ECU, all the suspension work, a lot of stuff done. And so, I mean, if I were to, turn around and sell mine tomorrow in the shape it's in, I would ask in that price range, okay? And they come back and they're like, yeah, we'll give you $600 for it. And I'm like, no, we're not going to do that.
It doesn't even buy the wheels.
Yeah, it literally doesn't. It doesn't even buy the tires on that car. And so I do a lot of back and forth. Now, the other guy was at fault. So I was filing the claim through his insurance company, and I'm doing back and forth with them, telling them no nonstop. And it ended up taking 6 months to come to an agreement with the insurance company. And they still gave me less than I wanted, but it was at least over $10,000. And I was like, all right, fine, let's get this over with here. All right. But it was a nightmare. Constant issues. I went and I had the car professionally appraised. I went to a classic vehicle appraisal.
I had to deal with a bunch of that. And I went to like 8, 9 different body shops, and nobody would appraise things. There's some body shops I won't go to because just the type of people they hire. If you hire sex offenders and stuff, or you have them working with you, or you are one, I do not use your shops. I'm sorry. Mm-hmm. I boycott in my own fashion. I don't care how much easier it's going to make my life. I stand with my stances on that. And I don't support problems, if you will. I just will not. That's not the person I am. So anyways, I went to a bunch of them, and there was different things. Our system can't read a Japanese VIN. I'm like, just type in zeros or X's or something before and after. Who cares? Oh, well, we can't do that. I'm all, just do a VIN and then edit it later. Oh, the computer dictates. I'm like, I got told by a local shop, a local custom shop, they're going to charge me $5,000 for an estimate, which is just a nice way of saying they don't want to do it.
Wow.
I got told I was going to get charged $5,000. I'm not going to name these companies, the ones that have the problems working at them.
Yeah.
I'm not going to name the companies that wanted to do that. And I was like, wow, that's kind of terrible. Because I think to a point, if they would have known that it's some idiot like me that has a crap ton of cars that needs work done on them all the time, or there is body work to be done all the time, they might have been a little more receptive and like, well, maybe I should, because I don't have a body shop now because I found out the one I was using did have sex offenders at it. And I'm like, nope, I am not dealing with any diaper sniffer nonsense at a place I do business. I will not purchase a service, no matter how good or how affordable or how easy it is to deal with, if you have these kind of things going on. So I had to go out and hunt again, and I really had to deal with a lot of nonsense, and I did not like that. It was very unfriendly. I explained a lot of it to you as I was doing. I was like, what is going on?
Oh, I know. Yeah.
I'm going to charge you $5,000 for a quote. I'm like, this is a local shop that came highly recommended.
Yep. And I even recommended them too. We won't name them, but
friends of my friends and friends that I have are friends with the owner and people that work there, and highly recommended them, and And I called, and there was like, nope, it's $5,000 for a freaking quote. And I was like, for a quote?
Yeah, that's the go away quote. That's they don't want to do business with you quote.
Okay, because to be straight, I've been asked about that shop because people are like, I think I'm going to go there. And I was like, I just don't think I would, because this is what happened with me.
Yeah.
And we know word of mouth is the biggest piece of advertisement. I mean, imagine if I mentioned names right now.
Yeah, and we're not going to mention names right now. That's not our place right here. But
nope. Just saying, the experience I had was absolutely terrible. The insurance was absolutely terrible to deal with. and I just old stuff and stuff from other countries that's rare or highly sought after or valued is extremely difficult to deal with an insurance company on.
Yeah.
Now,
Now,
I will say I have had like Haggerty before, and they used to not be bad to deal with, but I haven't had them in a while because they started getting, you need to have this like that and that like that and da-da-da. And I'm like, dude, I have like different places where cars are stored inside, like all over the place.
Yeah.
So
But
there's
again,
stuff I don't even see.
the difference here again, Haggerty is a company that provides declared value.
For specialty vehicles.
Specialty vehicles.
I would suggest that's probably the best.
I would say that
a
is
company of that nature.
Yeah, because again, what you're doing with your declared value is you're saying that I believe this car is worth $25,000. That's what it would cost me to replace it. And they're not even going to. They'll do a few things. They want pictures of the car. They want other stuff, but they're not.
Make sure if you do declared value, if it's something's got to be imported, you factor in all that.
The import cost
the
too.
The import,
yes.
the drop to your door, the registration, all that. I factor in all that cost with your value. If you do declared value, is my piece of advice, because that is thousands of dollars more.
Yeah.
Factor that in for replacement cost, because that is technically part of the replacement cost to have it back to your door.
Yep.
And plated and titled in your name.
Right. And what you're doing when you're doing this declared value is you are saying to the insurance company, I believe this asset is worth this. And they're not even really that interested if you're right about that. They just are going to say, okay, this is what it costs you to insure that for that amount. It's different than your regular insurance. Now, you mentioned Haggerty. I have Haggerty now on the S2000 and the AE86 and the Century. Ooh, have we talked? I haven't talked much about the Century.
That's a different show we're going to do.
It's a different show.
That's
anyway,
a different show.
So, but I have Haggerty on those
I have
cars.
Centuries too.
And and so yeah, I know because I got it. Who do you think I got it from? Anyway, so
sweet Jeebus
with the Haggerty insurance. Okay, originally though, they have some qualifications, right? They will decline people if they think that you're not storing the car indoors. Or I learned if you use it for business stuff, like they'll even check stuff like social media and things do you use your car for business? No, but I take it to a car show every now and then with my business's logos on it. Nope, sorry, declined. They declined me on that basis. And they ended up revising that. But just know with these declared value policies, they can be pickier, but it is worth getting them every single time. Because when something happens, like what happened to you, when that happens, you are going to wish you had that declared value policy on your car, because I didn't, and man, it was a nightmare.
I suggest doing it. It's my biggest piece of advice if you have anything worth a nickel.
Yep. If it's worth a nickel, it's worth insuring it for a nickel.
Yep.
So, all right. Hey, we're going to take a break for the news. You're listening to the Automotive ADHD Show. I'm Matt West with Jim Miller. Don't go anywhere. We're talking hill climb after the break. Hey, you're listening to the Automotive ADHD Show. Those car sounds. Oh, man, if you heard those, you know who those are from. Jimmy Ford. That was Bronkzilla. Excuse me. It was so fast, I just inhaled a bunch of water there is what that did. That's how quick that was. Whew! It knocked the wind right out of me. Jim Miller. Just a guy. What do you think? Doesn't Jimmy have the loudest car on the mountain?
Oh yeah, no. When he was just
live
moving
radio
it,
right there.
When he was just it's live if he's choking on his water. Jimmy Ford's car was the loudest for all the moving cars loading back up and staging. I was like, what the heck? Yeah.
Now, so Jimmy's got a couple of amazing cars. So this year he's in the Mustang. He's in the Mustang this year.
I like that truck he has for the Hill Climb Association races he does.
The Bronco.
There we go.
Yeah, that was that. That was what you just heard. That was Bronkzilla.
Yeah, that is a Bronco, isn't it?
Yeah.
I thought it was a little truck. I couldn't remember. It's been a minute since I've even seen it, so that's on me, everybody. I'll apologize to Jimmy Ford formerly on the radio for that, thinking it's a truck. It's a Bronco.
It's a Bronco.
It's a Bronco.
Yeah. Now, Jim, so you did get to see his Mustang, though, at the Hill Climb Fan Fest, and that Mustang is crazy fast. But also, it's crazy fast because Jimmy's the one driving it. That's kind of like he's the nut behind the wheel.
It's got the driver mod, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's got a lot of driver mod. That's what's happening.
Do not cut him short. He's a fantastic driver. Let's not even sugarcoat it or nothing, and let's not be tooting horns. Let's just be realistic. He is a fast driver.
Yeah,
he is a good fast driver. That is a pretty precise, and he will take the risk to go quicker. and he's just good at it.
He's really good at it. He's always setting incredible times on that mountain. And when I've seen him drive, so if you go out and watch him do stuff at the Colorado Hill Climb Association, he does a lot of racing on dirt with the Hill Climb Association.
Yes.
All right. And then he does racing on pavement for stuff like the Pikes Peak Hill Climb. And I swear, when you watch dirt drivers do their thing and they get that car and they're swinging it out wide, kicking up a bunch of dirt, flying through those corners, I swear, when he drives on pavement, he's treating it like he's on the dirt. I mean, he is absolutely whipping that car around. It's incredible to watch him drive. So if you want to do that, you can see him up on the Pikes Peak Hill Climb. If you're listening to this live on the radio Saturday afternoon, I know we air at different times on different stations, but you can see some action. You can see some of the live coverage of the Hill Climb and watch for Jimmy Ford especially. Automotive ADHD supports Jimmy Ford Racing. Him and the crew there, his family, they're incredible. They have an amazing team they've put together. It goes to show what can really be done with local racing, because he's out there racing with, against factory teams and stuff. So we wish all the best to Jimmy out there on the mountain. It's going to be really great. He's going to do an awesome job. And if you're watching for his car, quick little plug right here. As I say, Jim, did you see what was on the back of his car?
Yeah, there was some of our show stickers.
Yeah, Automotive ADHD.
Yes,
Yep.
there is.
So Jimmy is...
He's just missing a Jim Miller sticker on there, but
we'll get there.
We can situate that one day.
Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there on that. So, but anyway, I believe KRDO, if you're local to Colorado Springs, will be carrying the live event coverage. They tend to do that every single year. So I'm not going to be on the mountain tomorrow, but I am going to be keeping an eye on all of that live event coverage. Again, watch for Jimmy Ford's car as he goes up the mountain. I am betting on Jimmy Ford getting king of the mountain. He's going to do it. So,
yeah.
He's going to do it. It's incredible. So anyway, now, Jim, we were at Fan Fest, and we got to talk to some other drivers and some other things. Before we roll some clips, I have a handful of interviews to run here. Was there anything that stood out to you in particular as we were cruising around Fan Fest? Whether it's a hill climb car, a show car, what did you see that you liked?
This sounds absolutely terrible, to be honest with you. There wasn't a lot of stuff I actually liked.
Really?
No. There's a lot of stuff I could appreciate.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff I could be like, wow, that's a lot of work. That's a lot of effort. But there wasn't anything that shouted out to me, honestly, because I did see a lot of, and when we go there, it's a lot of Audis. It's a lot of Mustangs. It is. Not to shortchange people's choice. It's just a lot of people seem to run the same formats because they work in the same chassis because that's what works. Whatever reason it is, it's affordable to get into and stuff. And there's some show cars that were there. We saw some Porsches, some Lamborghinis. We saw, what else did we see? We saw some Ferraris.
We did, yeah.
We did see some GTRs. But we saw a lot of honestly, if you've been to it enough, it sounds, this is just a straight, honest opinion. You saw a lot of stuff that we always see.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't see anything that popped out new and stuff. And let's not lie either and sugarcoat it. I'm also a Toyota guy, so there wasn't I saw nothing really Toyota or Lexus or anything that's my shot of whiskey or not even too much like just import type right-hand drive stuff that I'd get to. Actually, I take it back. There was one thing that I did, two things I did see that I actually liked, and they're not really in my normal wheelhouse, but I like that old 77 Datsun extra cab pickup, not extra cab, the super cab or whatever they call them.
Oh, yeah.
That pickup, that was a really nice pickup. I don't care for the drivetrain, the SRs or any of that stuff, but that is a sweet pickup. Nissan was great when it was Datsun. I ain't going to lie. Everything they had was like people cared about the design. They looked good. They were runners. They were built for quality and durability, except for obviously getting old and the rust. And there was that 280. It was a 280Z wide-bodied up for the hill climb, too, that was over there. And that
one was really cool.
It had an LS swap in it. I'm not an LS swap guy. I'm not the guy that's, LS swap everything. But I can see why, and I get why doing it. It's the same thing. Like, I have small block Chevy 350 swaps up because it's just cheap and easy to get, and it's fun. So I see it. But those were the two probably things I could say stood out out of all of it that I was really like, wow, this is something that's like, it looks good. It's the older stuff that I like because I like older Japanese stuff. It was domestic market Japanese
What he's
stuff.
saying is there was no Toyota stuff, so he saw nothing he liked.
Yeah, but
I mean, that's what he's saying.
Those were
Yeah.
2 cars out of the whole event that I liked, that I was like, okay, these are awesome.
Yeah, I could see that.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But do you agree that like we really just saw? It's real. I really hate. That sounds like I'm bashing on Fan Fest because I think it's one of the biggest events we do have. It's really weird being one of the biggest events we have, and we never ever see any of these local politicians, no mayors, no city council there, nothing. Nobody's advertising going, oh yeah, I went to Fan Fest. You know, I guess it's not a diverse enough crowd because it's people around the world and around the country. Every faith, religious, ethnic group running up the mountain or wanting to participate in it from around the world and the country that come here for that once a year.
Well, and correct me if I'm wrong. We did look this up before the show. I did not see a particular mayor of Colorado Springs.
I'll say it. I don't care. I'll say it. No, there was no
You know which
mayor.
one?
There was no mayor. Yum yum.
the
Blah
only-
blah 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 blah.
It's the only mayor of the city.
No mayor. Yum
Yeah.
yum. Blah 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 blah. Taking 12 pictures and giving out some change to some nonsense and trying to look like he cares about stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like we got Nigerians, email scammed on the Fan Fest with the mayor.
Now, that being said, I think one of the things that FanFest does do is it brings in the community in an incredible way. Because, I mean, it goes to show,
Kids,
it shows...
grandparents, great-grandparents, women.
It shows that the car scene is a family-friendly place. That's something we've been harping on this show, especially recently, is showing the community that we have cars that are family-friendly, and this is something that involves the whole community because we don't want people to have this negative street takeover image of car culture.
That's not what we're about or talking about. Look, we're all for doing donuts and some burnouts, but that stuff's a whole different thing. Look,
Yeah.
I'm also an advocate for not being mean to some kid out there doing donuts in a freaking empty parking lot in the snow. I don't care. He's having fun. He's not doing drugs, and he's not a problem. He's learning to drive his vehicle in adverse conditions as far as I'm concerned and having a good time doing it.
Yep.
But it is very family friendly and stuff. But the community, the city, the county, the state has a negative outlook on automotive culture for no good reason. Mm-hmm. What am I dealing with right now? Code. The city.
Oh, yeah.
The city. Let's tie that in right now.
Okay.
I have tenants that have expired tags on their vehicles. Mm-hmm. And they rent. The city is fining me $600 because I have tenants that have expired tags on their vehicles. Like, I'm supposed to regulate on what they do with the DMV. The city's not the DMV. They'll do that with the DMV. It's expensive for people out in the world, and let the people do what they're going to do with their own stuff. It's their private property on my private property, but they're holding the property. They're the custodians of the property legally. Why is the city coming after me on people paying their registrations, which is a DMV issue and not a city issue? And then it's on private property anyway, so who cares?
Yeah, well, and also, let's point out the fact that, I mean, okay, if the car was parked on the street, all right.
You kind of get it, but you're not the DMV either. You're overreaching. Once again, the city is overreaching with unauthorized authority. It's so un-American and stuff. And you know what they told me? Oh, be accountable. Be responsible. I was like, it's not my cars. Leave the people alone.
Yep.
Utilities cost you a few $100 a month for not even being home. Everything's expensive.
Yep.
Leave people alone.
Yep.
They're making decisions and cuts where they got to in between on bills. Relax.
Exactly. I mean, look, the whole goal of this, right? We want people to see car culture as a positive thing because a lot of cases prove otherwise. Now, Jim, looking at some of the cool positive stuff we did see out there at the hill climb. I want to get to an interview here in the next segment with Rob Wilmoth, who has a really cool, he's racing for ALS. That's a really cool cause that he's racing for. So we'll get to that here in the next segment of the program. Now, before we do, we're going to go ahead and take a quick break. You're listening to Automotive ADHD. Don't go anywhere.
He brushes his teeth with 5W30. Matt West is on Automotive ADHD.
Yes, it is Automotive ADHD. Matt West here, hanging out with, we were talking hill climb stuff with Jim Miller, why we want a positive community impact here in the Pikes Peak region. Now, before we do that, I should say we did do that, I talked to Rob Wilmoth, And his car, number 151, he's running in the Time Attack 1 class. It's a 2018 Audi RS3. He's running for the first time this year. And I had an awesome interview with Rob, and I want to run that right here. Give this a listen.
Hey, I am here with Rob. Rob, you have for one, a great race car here, but you also have a cool story I want to talk about. But before we do that, Rob, tell me a little bit about how the race has been so far with practice, qualifying. How things been on the mountain?
Things have been great. So this is rookie season, so everything's new. This was my first time even driving the road, which has been its own unique challenge. So think about the longest autocross you've ever done in your life. We do a lot of hill climb back east. That's a lot of fun. That's a hill climb. This is a mountain climb.
Okay.
Qualifying has gone great. Times have continuously dropped as I've gotten more comfortable with the course. We finally got to a level of consistency in lower and mid that we can start making setup changes on the car and start dialing it in for the road conditions and really how the mountain wants to treat us. Upper, we had some challenges, 25-foot visibility yesterday. Not going to be great for running. So we only got 1.5 runs, let's call it, before we had to shut down the event. So that's going to be a little interesting come race day. But in my opinion, rookie season, goal is get to the top, get that donut.
I've heard that a lot from rookies before. They say, you know what, don't even worry about being fast.
Yep.
The goal is just to finish.
Absolutely.
Now, do you have any, with all the corners, do you remember how many corners it is offhand?
156.
156. He's got the numbers
I know that
right
now.
here.
Yeah.
He's got each one memorized. Do you have any tricks that you do for actually memorizing those corners? Do you have a sort of a way that you use to follow everything when you're doing the race?
That's a great question. So what I have done so far is thought about more of not only the flow of the course, but also certain tricks and talking a lot to other drivers. So earlier today, one of them came up to me and basically said, hey, where are you struggling? And I said, okay, the lower S's right after start, trying to figure out, which ones are tighter, which ones are not. And he said, okay, so until you get to Picnic, as you go left, they continuously get tighter. Rights continuously stay roughly the same pace. But honestly, the big deal has been talking to other drivers, and this event is unique in that everybody wants to help everybody else. The amount of support, the amount of guidance, the amount of mentorship from major names. Rob Holland took me to dinner and spent 2 hours with me last week up in Denver. I spent 45 minutes with Lonnie Unser. Those are the types of names that it's like, okay, you want to help me go faster? Let's do it. Now, once we get on the mountain, they want to beat me, but I want to beat them too. But the community, the motorsports community, is just absolutely epic at this type of event.
Well, and I think people realize that it is a very dangerous event.
Yes.
And I think, there's the competition on race day, but until then, everyone wants to make sure that you get up there safely.
Absolutely. That has been the biggest thing. I mean, I actually spent some quality time with a legend, Jeff Swart, and he basically walked me through the upper since I didn't get a real chance to drive it, and he was just like, I'm not worried about you being fast. I simply want you to be safe. And so being safe has been number one paramount. There's a reason Tech Inspection is such an event in its own right. There's a reason that they want specific things done in a very specific way to make sure that we are going to be safe should something happen.
Right. Yeah. Now, with you coming into this for the first time, what was the deciding point? Obviously you have to have a background in motorsports, right? But at what point do you say you're doing whatever race, and you said you did hill climb back home?
Yep.
Do you say, all right, it's go time, it's Pikes Peak? Like, when do you actually feel ready for that?
So, I got to be honest, it's Ryan Cheek's fault. So basically, she came out here, this is her third season.
Okay.
And she basically came to me and said, you know what, with your motorsports background, because it's not just hill climb, it's also SCCA Time Attack,
right.
It's SCCA Road Race, there's a few other odds and ends with Grid Life, I've done some Global Time Attack before, and basically with that, she came to me and just said, you should consider doing this. And so I went to my girlfriend, I went to a few of my key sponsors and said, this ain't gonna be cheap, guys. Are you willing to support this? And the resounding, oh, absolutely, was just, it was another world. Mm-hmm. And so, no lie, this event is not cheap. But with the support that I've had, with the community around me to not only help with, funding, but also understand how we can actually make things on this car work that have never been done. So the 2018 RS3, the Daza platform, nobody that we could find has put a fuel cell in it before.
Really?
And so we had to do a lot of the engineering to make that work. The aero was done in a shop in Pennsylvania, 100% custom for this event. And they basically said, go test it, see if you can break it. Because this mountain can break anything. And that's what we've been learning is we need to relearn how to engineer for the car to see if the mountain will allow us to succeed.
Yeah. Now, and real quick too, tell me a little bit about the car here as it sits. Because I mean, every one of these hill climb cars is going to be a little bit different.
Yep.
This is also, like you were just saying, a little bit different than if you're used to typical road racing and things like that.
Yeah. So what we have here is a 2018 Audi RS3. I'm the original owner. This used to be my street car. This is the epitome of...
This is a daily driver?
It used to be.
Was a daily driver?
Was. Still licensed and insured. So
okay.
I can...
You know what? You could still daily it. You could try.
You wouldn't want to. But still drive it to Cars and Coffee. Right?
Yeah.
That's really the only reason, or if I need to drive it to the shop just for something, don't have to drag the trailer out.
Yeah.
But I'm the original owner. Daily drove it for about 3 years. It's got about 70,000 miles on it. We have gone through pretty much every system on the car in some way at this point, whether it's a rebuild, whether it's a upgrade, whether it's just basically make sure it's still there. We have spent a lot of effort on suspension. We've spent a lot of effort on braking. We have a partner, 529 Innovations, that did a lot of work to figure out how to get the braking system to the point that it needs to be. The street system is amazing. So if you're doing canyon runs, you're good to go. You don't need anything else.
Yeah.
Once you really start pushing a 3,700 pound car on track with the full all-wheel drive system, it really starts needing a little bit more. The suspension, this thing understeered like a pig. Well, now we have gotten into where it'll actually rotate. It'll go around corners.
Okay.
So once we did that, we started realizing, holy crap, we can actually win things with this.
Yeah.
And out of a corner with the all-wheel drive and 2 limited slips, there's not much that can touch it.
Wow.
So we really like the short and tight courses. It does make 600 at the wheels, so if we need the extra straightaway speed, the upside is getting off that corner before the straightaway. It's lightning.
Wow. Okay. That is fantastic. Now, I know you got people waiting to, get some autographs for you. We don't want to keep you too much longer, but one of the things, when I walked up to your booth, I saw there was a name on the side here, and I said, oh, it's got to be David driving the car. Who's David? And you go, well, David's not here, but there he is. He's the passenger. Tell me a little bit about that, because this is a very touching story.
Yeah, so we race for a charity called Racing for ALS. We actually have 4 drivers in the field this year. Myself, Ryan Cheek, Jeremy Lauder, who's somewhere down there, and then Kyle Wilder, who's under the XCOM tent. We have been racing for ALS, for a cure, for ALS research, for ALS awareness, for about the last 7 or 8 years.
Okay.
David was brothers with Scott, the 2 founders of the charity.
Okay.
And David unfortunately lost his battle with ALS a couple of years ago. So in memory of him, we put him on the passenger door. Now, in addition, if you take a look at the trunk lid, we've got 523 names of those who have lost their battle to ALS. We've had 4 or 5 families already stop by who wanted to see their loved ones on the car. So when I go up, I'm not just carrying me, I'm carrying a lot more.
Wow. That is incredible. And I think being able to have a cause that you can take up the mountain, I think is so important, and that is incredible. I mean, and I think people will see that when you're going up there, when you're crossing the line up at, 14,000 feet, people are going to see that. And I think that's amazing. Now, I've got one last question for you, and we'll get back to the line of people who want to get your autograph and stuff. One last question. I'm asking this of every hill climb driver. What is the daily driver at home right now?
The daily driver is the Ram 2500 diesel that I brought out.
Okay.
So it's the tow truck.
It's the tow truck,
It's
too.
the tow truck.
It's the tow truck.
Yeah.
All right. So we've got 1 point in the corner for a Ram 2500 here. We're
Awesome.
trying to see what the most common hill climb driver daily is.
Oh my gosh.
So
That's. I will be surprised if you're not going to get a lot of truck answers.
is it probably going to be a lot of trucks?
As cool as it would be to have some really fancy cool daily, that truck, it's a 2020 with 180,000 on it. It's been amazing. So, the other race car never started as a street car, but it never will be. So, 2 race cars at home, and a truck.
Got to have a way to tow the race cars.
Exactly.
Rob, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
I appreciate it.
All right. Hey, and best of luck to Rob Wilmoth going up the mountain as a rookie this year. Look out for his car as well. Keep an eye out as well for Jimmy Ford heading up the mountain. I'm Matt West hanging out here with Jim Miller. We'll keep some stuff going on the podcast. Remember to follow this show on YouTube, Spotify, Facebook, and more. We had some more interviews with drivers. You're going to have to follow YouTube to find that.